What we talking about? I can do this all day. What we talking about? What we talking about? What we talking about? I ain't feeling what you saying. What we talking about? From time to time, every set of brothers argue. You gotta listen in to catch a glimpse here from our view. I finish every debate that I'm in. Gonna start it up in time tomorrow. We run it again. Ain't no stopping us. What we talking about? What we talking about? I can do this all day. What we talking about? What we talking about? What we talking about? I ain't feeling what you saying. What we talking about?
All right, we're back with another episode. Man, you gotta really learn how to do the cue a lot better than that, man. I don't know what the dance means. Nobody knows what that means. Like, you definitely gotta do a better job of let me know like exactly when I need to jump in. But, all right, man. So we back for another.
You want to give me like a double shot, boom, boom?
Like, I don't know what you be doing. It's like you be waving your hands in the air. Like I have no idea. But here's another episode of the Argument.
You want me to text you? Like, what do you want me to do?
I mean, you can do a better job than that. I mean, you can have a cue, a sign, like consistently they do the same thing over and over again. That's what people do to get better at. They're consistent. They just don't keep doing it and just be like do anything, everything all the time. They consistently do it. So it's a consistent sign you can throw. You can throw your hand. You can say one. Anything you could have did that. I don't know what that is. All right, back for another episode of the Argument Brothers Podcast. Let's get into it, fellas. How you doing today?
Good, baby.
Doing good, big dog.
All right, we got a couple of game sevens on the horizon. One that's probably piqued our interest. Two will probably pique their interest. First, we're gonna start out with the Wolves and the Nuggets. Let's get into it, D. Give me your thoughts. What's going to be the keys for each team winning that game? I don't think it's tonight. I think it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. Yeah, it's tomorrow. Dallas, and OKC tonight.
Yep.
Yeah, 8:00.
Yep.
So for me with the Timberwolves, they got to come out with the same tenacity, same emotion. Big Cat got to be that. He got to be that second scorer. Ant-Man got to be Ant-Man. He at least got to get 30. He got to get 30 and probably might have to get 40 depending on the situation. And he got to match what Joker's going to do. And, Cat got to come out with the same intensity. Mike Conley got to be that floor general. The defense got to be on point. They can't give up easy baskets. They got to, if you're going to let, Joker beat you, then you got to stop everybody else. You got to let, whatever you're going to do, you got to pick your poison early on and stick to what you're going to do. Jamal Murray, he is the key for Denver winning. If he doesn't play well and if he's still bothered by the shoulder injury or whatever he got going on right now, if he doesn't play well, they're not going to win. He has to play well. And I think, Joker's going to be Joker. He's going to get 30, triple-double, whatever. But at the end of the day, in order for Denver to win, Jamal Murray has to play, and he has to play well. On the flip side, I think Cat, he's going to have to do what he needs to do. I think Niles Reed, whatever his name is, he got to be consistent and get double figures. Minnesota just got to come out with the same intensity and play the same way they played in Game 6. Because at the end of the day, this is a legacy game for Ant-Man and for Joker. Even though Ant-Man has never been in this situation, but when you start comparing him to Jordan and comparing him to different people and all this other stuff, this is where you make your statement in a Game 7 against the champs. And so if you want to be that guy and you want all that smoke, like you say you want all that smoke, this is where you get the smoke right here in a Game 7. And if he does this, then, you can not put him on that list with Jordan now, but his legacy will be elevated for as a young player who just been in the league a couple of years, and he went and took out the defending champions and the MVP all on their floor in a Game 7.
Yeah, for me, man, like you said, what Jamal Murray gonna show up? Like he's been so inconsistent in the playoffs, like it doesn't make any sense. Like, I know he got a shoulder injury now.
Yeah,
but I think he's gonna show up. I think he's gonna play better. The lights are bright. Game 7, they need him. Cat, can we get 25? We need it. For me, I think it's gonna come down to the third person. Can Michael Porter Jr. do something? He's been struggling in the last 2 games. Naz Reid, I need the 6th man of the year, Naz Reid. So if I can get that third score for each, I think it's going to go down to the wire. I still say Minnesota because defensively, I just think they're a little bit better than Denver. I think Minnesota's still going to win Game 7. But it's that third person. Like, who going to give me that third points? Porter or Naj Reid? They got to give us something. And Mike Conley coming back, I think that's going to be a big too. If he can play, I think that would be helpful too. But that's not my keys to the Game 7.
I think we when we said this at the beginning of the series, I had Denver winning the 7. I'm sticking to it. I didn't even care. Like I said, I think last week, Game 6 is gonna be a toss up. I thought Denver was gonna win 3 in a row. I thought Game 6 is gonna be a toss up. I thought the emotional draining of winning game after 3 games in a row sometimes take its toll. And I knew that 4th game was probably going to be a little taxing for them, and they're going to come out lethargic, and they played exactly how I kind of thought they would. Lethargic, slow, and really without a lot of energy. After that first 9-2 run, it was no energy after that. They went down. I think Minnesota scored 28 points in a row, if I'm not mistaken, and it was over. So it was just one of those things where it's an energy game. Minnesota was at home. The shots were going in. The blocks was happening. Joker was getting neutralized to a certain degree, and was hitting the 3. And, the game turned out the way it is, and Cat played pretty well. It's going to be the opposite when they come to Denver on tomorrow. Denver's going to smoke them. It's going to be a blowout. It's not going to be that close. It's the same thing. It's just the energy. It's Reed, who had a great game in game 6, was non-existent in game 5. He was non-existent in game 4. He was non-existent in game 3. Okay, so out of 6 games so far, you've had 2 good ones. Game 1, game 6. Can you do it in game 7? Nope.
We'll see.
And the thing about it is, we talk about Murray. Murray's got arm, Murray's shoulder. He got to play well. Murray's not played well the entire series. They still beat
playoffs.
But
it's a Game 7, and this Minnesota team has beat them twice.
I'm talking, not you.
Go ahead, hurry up.
And so Murray's he hasn't played that well all series. He could have a 10-point, 12-point game as long as their bench play pretty well. As long as Brown come off the bench, play well. Jackson gives them something. Holiday gives them something. Then that neutralizes what you have from Murray. Murray just needs to get around 10 to 12 points. The problem, really, honestly, is Porter Jr. Like, his shot selection has been awful. His defense has been terrible. And that's really where they're having issues at. Him. He is the person that's not keeping the floor spread because he's not hitting shots. And when he doesn't score, his defense is just as bad as him not scoring. So he is the key. If he gets off, it's a blowout. But it doesn't matter. I don't even think it's gonna be that close. I think Minnesota gave you everything they had this last game. I don't even think Ant's gonna have a great game, to be honest with you. To be honest, he hasn't had a back-to-back great game the entire series. It was game 1, he was okay. Game 2, he was good. Game 3, he was awful. Game 4, he was good, but they lost. Game 5, he was awful. What else is there? So it's like,
he ready.
I just don't see it. Denver moves on. Game 7. Joker's gonna have a big game. They're gonna try to go back to putting Cat on Joker. They're gonna put Joker in the more pick and rolls this time around. It's not gonna be much of a game. Now, do you would like to go now?
Yeah, I think the difference is if Minnesota didn't win in Denver, then okay, I agree with you on the blowout. I agree with you on that. But due to the fact that Minnesota did go in there and steal 2 games, I think they're pretty confident in a Game 7 that they can still win. I don't get all that.
Go ahead.
At the end of the day, it comes down to one game. It comes down to one game. No other game matters now. It comes down to one game. And due to the fact they have won 2 games in that arena, I think they can win one more. I really do believe they can win one because the pressure's not on Minnesota. The pressure's on Denver.
How's the pressure on? Not on. It's pressure on both teams.
Well, it's more pressure because nobody expects Minnesota to win.
Why did
No. People. It's a very few people that expect Minnesota to win. It ain't how. It's few. I give you maybe like 20%.
20% of what?
of the nation, whatever you want to call it, people, sports industry, whatever.
Where'd you get that from?
Man, I'm just making my assumption. I don't
Yeah,
care. It's
how you
my
got that
assumption.
assumption, but you
I
gave
just
it
feel
away?
that way.
You just told us
It doesn't matter.
America said
I just feel like as when you come out percentages, it's very few people felt like Minnesota can beat Denver. Period.
what percentage are
Period.
you talking about?
I don't know. Just a few
How
people.
you give us a percentage and you don't know who the percentage is?
At the end of the day, Minnesota. I think Minnesota gonna win the game 7.
Hey, bro,
I think Minnesota gonna win the
said
game
that don't
7.
make sense. How you give us a percentage but then don't know who the percentage comes from?
I just making up my own percentages.
How you
I
make
said
it
I
up?
assume I can make my own percentage.
What is you make it up?
At the end of the day, I think Minnesota win game 7. And it'll be in a close one.
Listen, if you just want to say I want to stick to my prediction, just say, hey, I want to stick to my
Well, I'm gonna stick to my prediction. My prediction is Minnesota gonna beat them in 7 because they're gonna beat them twice and they're gonna beat them again. And you're gonna be wrong.
There's no 20%. Number one. Number two, they both won on each other's floor. What's the big difference? Like, what's the difference? Denver's actually won at home too. So what's the difference?
I just think the difference is most people who feel like the Lakers didn't win no games, right? So when they went to Denver, the Lakers didn't beat Denver not one. I mean, they beat them one game?
Yeah.
But they lost both of that. But they lost both times. They lost both times in Denver. I think Minnesota is not afraid of going in there and winning the extra game in a game 7. In a game 7 where it's tied and for the money. They're confident enough that in their skills of going in there and winning this one game and moving to the next round.
Let me ask you a question. The last time Minnesota played Denver at Denver in this playoff series, who won?
Denver won.
All right, then. So therefore, that what you just said doesn't matter. This is a one game, one for the marbles.
That's what I just said. It's one for the marbles, and I feel like Minnesota have confidence enough to go in there to win.
Confidence is one thing. You also stated they have nothing to play for. Like literally, they can go there free, which is not true. It's game 7. Both of them have a big game. It's a big game for both.
Which one would be more devastating to Minnesota or Denver? And if they lose in the game 7,
it could be Minnesota because they were up 2-0.
If
won both games,
but when it comes if Denver, when you expect them, people expected Denver to win the championship. They expect them to win the championship.
But what is that? What is expectation?
What I'm saying is higher expectations for Denver to win this game and get to the championship than Minnesota.
What is higher expectations coming from a fan base and whatever analysts out here? What does the expectations have to do with the fact that Minnesota was up 2-0? 2-0. A lot of y'all were saying it's going to be a sweep. Not everybody else.
No, I never said it was going to be a sweep.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
You said it's going to be a sweep. So
no, I did not.
A sweep happened.
Okay.
So they were up 2-0. You were like, oh, they're going to get swept. They went 3 in a row.
No, I don't remember saying that.
It's in the text message. Yeah,
you never said. No, I never said it was going to sweep them.
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
It was 2-0. They won both games in Denver. They go to Minnesota. They lose 3 straight games. 2 in Minnesota, 1 in Denver. Basically, now the series, they won the one game at home. It's 3-3. The pressure's on both teams. If you want to win the championship, you got to win the game. So it is what it is. Like, it doesn't make sense. You think Minnesota will walk away and say, man, we almost had them. Like, no. They like,
I'm not saying it.
Like, and it's really bad because you was up 2-0. Come on, man. They win one game at home, they'll be a 3-1. We probably talking about the series over at the most. Come on, man. It don't matter. Both teams got pressure.
Yes.
This is when the MVP supposed to be the MVP.
Yep.
Period. It ain't none of all that other stuff, all that. Oh, no. Both teams got pressure. Ant-Man supposed to be the next Jordan. We got to see it. Because it's game 7. It's absolutely the same thing. Don't matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you play for. So, Murray, I don't know what you need to do with your body. Do something with it. The kid, the point guard for Minnesota, he got a Mike
Conley.
Yeah, he's got to come. He's got to get himself together. Now, there's no excuses on here.
Yeah,
it is what it is. You got to make the right adjustments. The adjustments are over at this point.
Yeah,
it's about who plays better.
Thanks.
All that stuff, man. Man, you talking crazy. Let's get to the Knicks. Let's get to the damn. That man gave you a percentage and then said, I just made the percentage up. That don't even make sense. Like what? What is
Hey
that?
man,
He said
it
I
is
got.
what it is.
He said 20% of America. 20% of America thought that Minnesota was up. So 80% of. I'm like, well, where'd you get that from? Oh man, I made it up. What man? Like, what is he talking about? Anyway.
That's that new math, man.
Oh what? Oh, like, let's get into the Knicks, Pacers. And then we'll finish up with the OKC game tonight. Knicks Pacers. What's the keys to that win? For each team getting a dub and winning Game 7 in New York City at the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I think. Can I get a big game out of Tyler Halliburton? Like it's time, bro. You all-star. You the leader of the team, playing in Team USA this summer. Can I get a big game out of you? Like I don't need no 15 and 10. I need a 30-point game out of Halliburton. It's his time, right? Between him and Siakam, this is your time. They brought you here from Toronto for this game because if you can't beat a one-man show in Brunson, bro, I will be highly pissed if I'm an Indiana ownership. For New York, it's the Brunson show, bro. It seems like when he get 40, they win. So if I'm Indiana, bro, I'm trapping him on the screens. I'm getting the ball out of his hand. Because if I gotta lose with Hart and DiVincenzo, I keep saying that boy's name. DiVincenzo. That's how I'm going down. I'm not letting Brunson go off of 40 on Game 7. And can the Knicks hold on, bro? Like the Knicks been running on fumes. They playing people off the street, seem like, but it's all about Brunson and it's all about Halliburton. Who's gonna have the biggest game, and that's who's gonna win. But I still got Indy, Game 7, winning it. Picked them in the beginning of the series.
Defense. That's what it comes down to.
It ain't gonna
Defense
be
for
Indy,
Indiana.
or they playing no D.
But that's the only they have played poorly on defense in the Garden ever since this started. And that's how they really lost. They're giving away loose balls, rebounds. Hartenstein have been killing them on the boards in the Garden, and New York been getting second chance shots. But they're not just getting second chance shots; they've been getting threes, which that's what's been killing Indiana. So for me, if Indiana come out defensively and plays well, I think they win the game. That's just the bottom line. They have not played well in the Garden. They have gave up too many rebounds and too many second chance shots. And that's where Brunson, DiVincenzo, and Hart been killing them because Hartenstein, or whatever his name is, he's been on the board. He's been cleaning up all the boards. So I just think it comes down to, like you said, it comes down to Siakam. He needs to have a great game. Halliburton has to have a great game. But their defense got to step it up. They really got to step up the defensive pressure, with Brunson and making sure you're getting the ball out of his hand. But also, when you do get the ball out of his hand, don't give it the rebound where he get open, non-contested shots. And that's what it boils down to me.
Yeah, I think I had the Knicks in 7. Indiana's been in every game that they've actually played on the road. I think a couple of them they've been leading at halftime. And so it's encouraging because of the fact that they've had these really, really good games against the Knicks. But for some reason, they just can't put it all together. And even the game that they won in the last second, they were down 10, even though being up by 10 at one point. And so it's just been a free fall when they get into the second half. And on the road in New York City, I just don't see no overcoming this injury plague Knicks team. I feel like the Knicks, I said it before, I think the Knicks going to find a way. I think Brunson's just going to have one of those games where he just slows down the pace and takes over. They're going to get to the free throw line. DiVincenzo, he's going to have a good game.
DiVincenzo.
He's going to have a good game. And it's just going to be one of those things where they're just going to do just enough in that fourth quarter to get the win. But man, I mean, Indiana really should have won this series like 4-1 at some point because they've had leads in almost every game and they just get in the fourth quarter and it just never doesn't work out for them.
It's their style too. I think, trying to score within 15 seconds, 10 seconds, like sometime in the fourth quarter, just slow it down. Like
Well,
run
I
your
will
offense.
say this: if you look at the last game, especially last night, I think it was last night's game. Yeah, they're not shooting as fast in the shot clock because they have been, and they've been picking up full court. So they have tried to wear New York down with a lot of bodies, a lot of athleticism. It just hasn't translated on the road as it did at home, and I think that's what's been the issue. It just doesn't translate the same. So Tyler, he's got to get another part of his game. If he can't hit that shit, that set three, it just doesn't work. As soon as they go over the top of that pick, if he can't set his feet and shoot that set three, he can't get off his shot. He's got two things. He's got to shoot the set three or drive to the basket. He needs a better mid-range shot, a better pull-up J. Need a federal. He needs more also in his game. I noticed that. That's what's been an issue in this whole playoff is that he just doesn't have more in his toolbox to go to when they're countering him. And that's really been an issue. When you can run him off the 3-point line, that's it. He's either gonna have to shoot a layup or shoot the three. If he ain't hitting the three, it's a tough day for him. Yeah. So yeah, I said Knicks in 7. I'm gonna stick with it. I like this team. I don't like them in the Knicks series, but I like them. What they can do against a team like this. All right, let's get to Game 6 tonight. OKC and Dallas. First, let's do. We already did I think I said we already did our picks. I thought OKC in 7. So let's get the keys to Game 6 tonight and overall who we think we're gonna win. Dom, to start it off for us.
Man, SGA is doing everything he can to pull those guys along. The players around him, they got to play better. They just have to play better. He's doing everything he can to get him over this hump with Dallas. And I just think Luka is Dort is wearing Luka down, but Luka he's taking on the challenge of keeping the train moving. He's still making big shots. He's still doing what he got to do to pull that team along. Kyrie is doing the dirty work, assists, rebound, and all the other stuff, playing good defense. So I think tonight the key to me is Kyrie shows up in a big way, and they pull the series out in 6. I think SGA is going to play well. I think the other guys around them are going to play well, but I just think Luka them gets over the hump tonight.
Yeah, for me, it's OKC is the others. You know what SGA going to give you. But who going to give me 20, 25? Whether it's going to be Chet, Giddey. I need one of those two to give me 20 tonight. And then for Dallas, can they continue to get the same production out of a Derrick Jones or PJ Washington when Kyrie is struggling? Like, they've been hitting on those players doing well when Kyrie not playing. Can they still get that? And I think if they can get that out of those two, one of those two, give them 15 to 20. Derrick Jones had a great game last game. And that ball, you found that ball off the scrap heap. I didn't even know that ball was still in the league, though, honestly. So Dallas has really been getting PJ or either Jones been giving them great production. But I want to see Kyrie play a little bit better. He struggled last week. He only got 11 shots, but OKC, can we get the others? But I still got OKC winning this series. So they'll win tonight, and then they'll win Game 7. So
hold on, I thought you had Dallas with me.
Nah, man, OKC, man, with them young boys.
So that's me. So me and my man, Keon took Dallas.
You on the Deldrick, bro? Got the young gunners.
Yeah, y'all took Dallas. I had OKC in 7.
Okay.
I hate the fact that they're going against. I need a game for Chet. That's who I need, man. I need Chet to get on board. This is the game where I need Chet to take it to the next level, whether it's rebounding or defensive blocks. He's been a beast going to the basket, banging on people and getting 3-point opportunities. But I need Chet Wallace. Where that 3-point shot? You would hit nothing in game 5. Come on, man. Dart, you do not have to shoot the ball every time you come down the court. Like, it's just like sometimes you got to realize to play the percentage, get to the basket, get a kick out, get somebody wide open 3. Williams, you need to play better. You got to play better. You're the second best player on this team, apparently.
Mhm.
And Chad supposed to be third. The problem we were having is they're not getting beat just by Luka and I almost called him Kanye.
Kyrie.
Kyrie. They're getting beat by Derek White, Derek Jones,
Right.
and the other Lively, the center. Like that's their problem. They're not keeping Jones out of the paint, and they're not keeping Lively off the boards. Like it was one shot I think it was in the fourth quarter of the last game, and they were making around, I think it was 87-80 or something like that, the score was. And they forced Dallas to miss the shot. And one of the guys, I think it was Waller, just took off down the court. And I'm like, and he missed, and the ball went right back to PJ Washington. He dunked it. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, why are you running down the court? Like, you need to be getting the rebound. Like, the ball was like an air ball or went off the front of the rim, and he was running up the court. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, those are the plays that changes the game. You were making a run. You're down 7. You're down, I think, like 13, 14 at that point. You cut it to 7. You get that rebound. You score again. You really start making Dallas play tight. I think as soon as he did that, I think either Kyrie hit a 3 or PJ Washington. It was another play where Kyrie hit a 3, but I think PJ Washington dunked the ball. That was it, and the run was over. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, dude, these are what they're talking about. These are what happened in that game. Those are the plays that happened in the game. It happened in game 3, happened in game 2. Those are the plays that happen in this series that keeps the series what it is. Why it's 3-2? Because it's just those winning plays. They're not making them. They're too busy trying to play the same standard of basketball that they played during the regular season. And that got them the number 1 seed. But that's not winning plays when it matters when you come to a series. And that's why they're down 3-2. I still believe in them. SGA's got to have an unbelievable game tonight, though.
I think Giddey need to produce some more off the bench too, because he only get like what 6-7 points. Like he ain't really like, he at least got to get double figures to help out as well.
Right, he can't defend. He cannot defend a soul.
Yeah.
Nobody. He can't defend me right now. So that's the issue. That's why he doesn't play as much. You gotta have somebody to play defense too.
Yeah, they need him.
So
yeah,
you gotta have play someone. And then when they go to Williams coming off the bench, he's good defensively, but he gives us so many offensive rebounds. I don't know if he just doesn't know how to block out or if he gets too far into the basket. But when they're shooting 3, and for some reason it goes right over his head, right to somebody else, and they hit a 3 and go up. They'll go up 10 or 12, and it's like game 5 was winnable for them. They should have won.
Yeah.
They were down early. They had played a very good second half. Their defense ramped up, and they should have got back in that game. And it's winning plays, man. You got to make those winning plays. You got to make them, and they just didn't make them. And that's just the consistency of it all. They're not making winning plays, and so that's why they will be sitting home. They don't do what they're supposed to do tonight. But I got faith in SGA got to put up 40, baby.
You gonna need it.
You need a 40-10.
Yeah, he gonna need all 40.
You need a 40-10 game. Can't be going up to the basket weak like you did on that layup. You need a 40-10 game. Gotta have it. We gotta have it tonight. All right, man. Let's get to thoughts on what's going on with Bronny. LeBron James Jr. Bronny James look like he's going to stick into the NBA draft. Let's talk about it. Ray, start us off. I don't know if you kept up with his performance, but a lot of people are saying the analysts, unlike real analysts, unlike the ones that Donda talks to. I don't know what he talks to, but the real analysts, the real ones are stating that he's a 2nd-round draft pick or a undrafted free agent. So give your thoughts on Bronny and what you think his future can be in the NBA.
I mean, the measurables of 6'1", no shoes didn't help him. But I think, his wingspan being 6'7", that can definitely help him on the defensive end. It's going to be tough for him because he's not a true point guard being 6'1". You can't play the 2. So you got to play the 1. And he can hit the shot pretty well. I saw some of the highlights from the scrimmages, and people was like, oh, well, he only scored 4 points. The next game he played well, but I'm not looking at those scrimmages. It's not like he's gonna score 40, right? Like he's playing a team basketball, and he's a very unselfish player. And I think if he sticks in the draft, it's gonna have to be a team that's patient, not caught up in the hype of having to play him because who his dad is, who he is as LeBron James Jr. Develop him. If he got to go to the G League and develop, it's okay. Don't fall to the pressure, the hype of the media. Just let the kid be who he is and let him develop. Because I think he can find a role defensively. Because look, your boy McConnell. He probably no more than 6'2", 6'3", but he's a pest on D. The kid for the Pelicans, Alvarado. His calling card is defense, pesky. If he can play solid D, I really think he can find a role in the league. Now, should he stay? Hell with it, bro. Go. This is your dream. Who knows what next year going to be? Because if he go back, now they're going to really pick his game because he probably going to play more. Oh, well, see, he had a bad game this week. He had a 2-3 game stretch where he played bad. Well, he only 6'1", 6'2". Now they really going to analyze his game a whole lot more. So while you got the hype, bro, go get it. Don't worry about the noise. If you go to the G League, that's fine. All it takes is one team to fall in love. If it's the Lakers, so be it, right? A lot of people are saying, well, you're only getting drafted because of your dad. Hell, how many people, dads are CEOs and all this, man, their kids get things. It is what it is, bro. I just don't get it when people think about the hate on this kid because of who his dad is. It's ridiculous, dog. If that man got a chance to get his son to the league or get his son a job as any corporation, every dad gonna do it.
That doesn't make sense, bro. I'm sorry.
So you telling me if you're a CEO of a company and you got a chance to get your son a job at any company because of who you are, your relationship, let's say they're the next CEO, you're not gonna pull that favor for your son or your child?
I think that first, LeBron's not a CEO of a company. So that's just
he the face of the league.
That has nothing a league that he does not own. So
I bet you any money if he got enough juice to tell the Lakers, I would love you to draft my son, not telling them to do it, but they'll do it because the Lakers are into the press clippings.
But what you're saying doesn't have any correlation.
How?
Because he's not a CEO. He is
using that as an example.
But your example doesn't translate because he's not a CEO. He's a player.
But LeBron got juice.
He works for an organization.
He runs that organization. You're gonna see him get a 3-year deal, max. He get coaches fired.
Listen,
he's the leader of that team.
You're making my point. He gets paid to play.
I get it. I'm using the CEO example as an example, not literally.
But he's getting paid, but your example doesn't make sense because he's getting paid to play as a service.
I get it.
It doesn't. Like it's not. If it was Jenny Buss's son out there playing and they brought him in, that's nepotism to the fullest. But LeBron's son actually does play basketball. But the problem is he better than the players around him? That's the difference of the conversation, and a lot of people feel like he's not. So that's where it all translates in differences. Like they feel like he's not. I don't see. Like getting your son drafted when he's not better than people that play with is a different lane than a CEO of a company. He's not even the CEO. That'd be like he's like not even a CEO is like still a person getting paid too. So the level of nepotism to do that does not make it right. It just means that he's able to do it. And you strong arming people to have to draft your son for what?
I mean, you want his kid in the league? I mean, somebody team will draft him.
Make the team better.
I think he can. If he finds the right team in the right role, I think he can have a solid career. Will he be all-star?
What you're doing is you're projecting, but
you're projecting.
But you're projecting. But next season, okay. Can he help a roster?
Defensively, yes.
How do you know?
Oh, it's all hypothetical, James. What are you talking about?
How do you know? Because you haven't seen. Because he barely played this past season. So how do you know?
I'm going off the kid's projection.
Somebody down defensively.
The kid has athleticism. He has a solid wingspan. I think he can find a role on the team. There's some spot minutes to help defensively. I just based on his athleticism, his wingspan. That's what I think he can do.
So let's look at his comps, right? His comp would be like, what's the kid from Sacramento? Donovan Mitchell.
Davion Mitchell.
Davion Mitchell. Do you think he's close to Davion Mitchell?
No, because Davion, you got more tape on him, but Davion Mitchell has more tape. But I don't even like the comps that they're giving.
Why?
Like, they're all projecting. Just like you said, why are you projecting? You don't know. At the end of the day, the kid is athletic enough, I think, could play defense in the NBA. I think he can.
What is the athleticism got to do with playing defense?
You got to move your feet, bro.
Okay, so
You can't go for lift. You do got to jump and try to
move your feet laterally, left and right. Right? Got to move. You got to be able to move. Right?
Yeah, you got to be able to jump.
So what tape have you seen of him doing that gives you the confidence to say, I should want him on my roster next season?
The limited tape I've seen at USC, the tape I've seen of him playing at Sierra Canyon, you see the talent is there. He just got to get a shot.
So he averaged 14 points in high school.
Okay, and?
What do you mean?
Does that mean just because you average 14, you can't be good in the league? I'm saying, so you're saying just because he averaged 4 points or 14 points in high school, you don't think he can be decent in the league?
I'm saying
with growth and opportunity?
I'm saying I do not know. So if
nobody knows.
I don't, but that's what I'm saying. If they're putting him with people like Mitchell or something, who was like a 3-year starter at Baylor, who won a national championship, who showed he was a prowler, a fucking animal on defensively, like, and is translating the league. Yeah. We've seen it. I haven't seen anything from Bronny that tells anything. I can't go off high school stats. He wasn't the best player on his high school team.
I get it.
Oh, then you realize like everybody jokes, and you be joking on Pat Bev. Everybody jokes on Pat Bev. Pat Bev averaged 40 points a game in high school. He averaged 40 points a game.
That ain't translating to the league. It didn't translate when he was at Arkansas.
But no, he went overseas for years.
That's what I'm saying. Just because you average 40 in high school does not mean you're going to be great in the league.
What? What are you? No, you're making my point. you just said I looked.
But you brought up the Nats like Pat Bev was cold in high school. Like that's why he's nice now.
Said you can look at some of his high school. I looked at some of his high school. I'm just telling you, he averaged 40 a game in high school.
I know Pat Bev was a dog.
Come on, man.
I know Pat Bev was a dog, but all it takes, just like Pat Bev, when he went overseas, he took the long route. All it takes is one team to believe in you, dog.
That's
keep
what I'm
working.
saying. Why don't nobody just let him take the long route?
You're no
just talking about LeBron being a quote unquote CEO. He should get him in.
He's gonna get him in the league.
He will be drafted.
You guarantee that he's gonna be drafted.
Did he just not say he's gonna be drafted? He just said it. Now he's saying, "Well, yo, you should take the long way."
I just said it has to be a perfect team, but let him develop. Even if he goes to the G League, it's fine. People want to rush the kid because of who his dad is and who his name is. But if a team drafts him, be patient. If you got to send him to the G League, it's fine.
If you're just saying what you're just stating, nobody should rush him. Let him develop. Then, okay, let him go undrafted. Let him get cut. Let him go overseas. Let him go about it the way he needs to go about it. But you just talk about how LeBron should use his influence, and you wouldn't be mad about it, about him getting him on the roster. Why? Like, it doesn't make sense. You can't say both.
No, I said he's gonna get in the league because of his dad is, and he probably gonna get drafted by the Lakers. If he's there at 55, I will be floored if the Lakers don't draft him.
D, you got it.
I think in this situation, I think LeBron, when he made that statement of he felt like Bronny was better than a lot of guys in the league, I think that's what killed all of this. And when they actually saw him play, that's when it's like, nah, LeBron, you just talking. Your son is not where he needs to be. And I think for me, yeah, it's your goal to go to the NBA. But what it would have hurt if you went back to school another year? I mean, it ain't the money. You're getting NIL money. Your dad got money. And I know you want to be your own man, but sometimes I think kids, they want to rush and get into that situation. It would not have hurt him to go back one more year and sharpen up his skills, sharpen up his shooting, sharpen up his, defense and things like that. Because at the end of the day, it's no rush. It's no rush. And I think that's where, in Bronny's situation, yeah, you want to be your own man and you want to do this. But if you would have waited another year, like you said, you only averaged 14 points in high school. You got there, you only had 5 points in college. I would have went back just to prove myself that, yeah, I don't need my father because I got my own game and I got, this talent, and I've sharpened up my skills to get in the NBA and to do my own thing. I just think he should have went back. Me personally, I think he should have went back. And I think that if he's all the way in, if I'm the Lakers, I'm not taking him. I'm not wasting the draft pick. The Lakers need they need help. They don't need no projects right now. They don't need no projects. They need help. They need actually people who have already played and already did something, and even though everything is going to be as a crapshoot, but Bronny ain't the kid that they need. It's just not. And he got too many holes in his game to where the G League might be the best place for him. You know what I'm saying? The G League might be the best place for him where he can make himself better, then hopefully get drafted the following year. So I just think, the people see what they see. And I just think that Bronny's going to have to find a place, like you said, either on somebody's roster who's going to be patient with him or take the G League route and then come out next year.
Do you think so? You got a son, Miles, right?
Yeah.
You think it's better to learn and train at the pro level or at the college level? You still got to go to school. You got to manage a lot of different, things around you. How would you handle it?
This is the thing. I would if I was in LeBron and Bronny, if I was in Bronny's situation, Miles, you go back. It ain't about the money. You know what I'm saying? Money, you're not coming from no place where you gotta get your family out of poverty or anything like that. Bro, you need to go sharpen up your skills. You gotta sharpen up your skills. Like you bring this dude in and he goes to a team, you can't help the team. What is Bronny gonna do?
No, I'm saying like from a development standpoint. Sharpen it.
Take your ass back to school.
But I'm saying that's the
Take
question
your
I'm asking you.
Yeah,
think
you go back
going
to
back to
school.
school can help develop your game versus being in the school
Yes,
system every single day?
yes, yes. This is why, Ray, from a mental standpoint, and you said it, from a mental standpoint, from that kid, they already gonna be on him because who his dad is.
That ain't gonna never change.
No, but Ray, if you sharpen up your skills and prove yourself, not at an NBA level because it's going to be hard because everything the kid do, they're going to be on them. So why not go back to school and prove yourself as a college basketball player? Then you coming in with momentum. Now people said, okay, yeah, he done worked on his game. Yes, he's averaging double-digit points, 15, 20 points a game, and not just 4 points a game. And he's playing on both ends of the floor. You can't tell me, bro, you coming in averaging 4 points a game, and I'm supposed to draft you?
It's
Four
still a
points a game?
crapshoot next
Okay.
year, I think.
Yeah, but Ray, you giving him time. You giving him time to develop. That's the whole point of going to college, to develop, to get to the pros. Now, some people are just better. Bronny ain't in that class.
Yeah,
Bronny is not in that class of a Kobe, of a KG, of guys who did it like that. He's not in that class. So for me personally, I think it's better for Bronny to sharpen his skills. Man, you come in the league, it's gonna take you about 10 years to sharpen his skills. Some people take 10 years. So you gonna be satisfied just riding the bench?
But I just think it's a crapshoot even next year, though. Like, and plus, who knows what school he gonna go to? That's gonna give him opportunity to work on the things that they may say he need to work on because he gonna have to play
Oh,
the
you can
point.
go to, but you can go to any, bro. All these colleges around here, all these people switching schools and all that,
He got
bro.
a ton of colleges, though. But
Bro, listen,
you won't go to any school.
bro. Yeah, but you think Bronny can't get into any school, bro? His
Just
daddy can pay
thinking
for him to go to school.
he has to find the right college too. That's gonna help him.
Yeah,
One, he gonna have to play the point.
don't disagree with that. But Ray, what he gonna play? What he gonna play in the league?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, his role in the league is whether he go out now or go out next year.
He's
Not
better
strong
off
enough to
going back to
he has to play
school.
the point. He has to. That's the
So
only
it,
chance he got.
So that's my point. He's better off going back to school and being the starting point guard, playing with a coach who understands how to play the point guard position or have people around him on his staff who can help Bronny. Because him going to the league, ain't nobody got time to wait for Bronny. Nobody don't have time for that. Do you see where Oklahoma City went from last place to first place? These teams right now, the way the NBA is built now, we ain't got time to wait on you.
I
We trying
agree.
to win now.
No team waiting.
So that's my point in saying Bronny gonna be a project. People ain't got time to wait for Bronny to get himself together just because he played good defense. I can't wait for that.
If he goes bad, I'm going to play with Coach Cal, bro. You done
I mean,
seen the point
where
guard.
he plays at is two different. I mean, listen, I don't think that's a different debate if he decides to go back. But from what we're seeing, the statement is that he's not. It seems like he's going to stay in the draft. And I just don't. What I've been stressing is if your goal is for him to be his own man, to make it through, then G League overseas. I mean, listen, I don't know if he's better than some of the G League players. I think people take a chance on him because of the fact that he's young. He is LeBron James' son, and the fact that like I said, he's young and he does have talent. So it's good to like see what can he bring to your roster. But if you're really being honest, man, LeBron, like Brian, had no reason to be. He ain't showed nothing from an ability standpoint. You know what I mean? That says like, hey, you should go and be on par with a team. There's guys who've had to change sports because they couldn't make it in that sport. Like why would he not have to do it? What giving him a chance to get an opportunity to get on a roster? Well, then you need to give the dude for NC State, the big dude for NC State, a chance to get on a roster. Because he's actually been in college and Greg's been in for a while, but he's performed at a high level. So what would be the difference between him and Zach Edey getting a chance to get on rosters, or some of the other teams, other players who's actually went to college and shown the ability to improve, to get better and better and better throughout the years, and then come out there and actually be the main talent on their team? Like, what would be the difference? He couldn't do that at USC. And I'm not knocking Bron. I'm not saying it, but if he couldn't do it at USC, why would I give you a roster spot to figure out can you do it in the NBA?
I get you.
Because you went to a rookie camp, or not even a rookie camp, but a scouting camp and ball, you did well. Yeah, you did well. Yeah, we see that you have some ability. But why wasn't applied when you had time to play? It wasn't presented. It wasn't there. So listen, if you want him to do it his own way, I feel like there's a lane for him. And I think that lane is, going about it like a lot of other people do it, right? Where I feel like it's something better at that than anything else. I just don't. There's a strategy to it. I just don't think this is the strategy at all. If you're going to draft now, if he comes and makes it on your team, then cool, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like the kid. I forgot the kid that went to Eastern Michigan after he started Memphis.
Bates?
Bates ain't played a game. He played early in the season.
He cold.
He's on the team, but he don't play. He's a two-way player. What do you average? Like 25 at Eastern Michigan?
Yeah, he ball.
And he's a two-way
He balling
player.
in the G League.
Two-way player. Oh boy. What's old boy that wanted to slam dunk contest? He ain't got him. He's still jumping around in the G League.
The dude from Philly. Yeah.
McClellan.
Come on, man. All right, there's guys who put in work.
They have.
Who deserves a legit shot.
And there's a lot of cats that gonna ball out and not gonna get a shot, and he's gonna probably get drafted because of his name. He say he want to be his own man. He gonna have to put in the work and do it.
Because the dude from North Carolina went back to school, and he a better point guard than Bronny. So I'm just like, yo, dude, I just feel like Bronny need to go back, sharpen up his skills, or like JD just said, man, just like go undrafted, go into the G League, and work on your skills and do what you got to do to get there next year. I mean, it is what it is.
All right, man. Let's jump to the next topic here. Let's talk about the Celtics. Ray, start us off here with this question: Is this playoff run for the Celtics a must win? Is it the winning championship or bust type of season for the Celtics?
Absolutely. You led the league in wins. It's your third straight Eastern Conference Finals. You made the necessary trades to get better, getting Porzingis. You're blowing everybody out. home field throughout the playoffs. If you do not win a championship, bro, it's a total failure. Absolutely. They got all the pieces. Derek White playing better. They made that transition, putting him in the starting lineup. They got everything to win a championship this year. If they do not do it, is a absolute epic fail. Because anytime you've seen teams that had the best record throughout, the percentage is probably pretty high of them winning championships. So if they don't, it's an epic fail for me.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think what can be challenging for them though, if Porzingis doesn't come back. I think that's gonna be challenging for them. But I think they got enough scoring. They play good enough defense to get them over the hump. But yeah, if they don't win it, then I just think that yeah, it's a fail. And I think Missoula gonna get fired
Oof.
because you done been there. You done been there. I do think he's gonna get fired because this is the thing. You got Brown and Tatum. You went and got Holiday, and if Porzingis come back, you got a good team. And I think what's gonna hurt is you lost last year. You bulljogged around and lost to the AC Miami. And like you just said, they was the bank, they was the number one team this year. You're blowing everybody out. You made the necessary trades to get all the pieces to get to where you are now. Your path to the Eastern Conference Finals hasn't been that tough. Now you might blow on game twos, of every series, but it hasn't been that tough that other people had to go through, like Indiana, the New York, what they had to go through with Philly. So it's no excuse, bro. It's no excuse. This gonna fall on if they don't win the championship. This is gonna fall on the coach. It's gonna fall on the coach, and it's gonna fall on Tatum because now Tatum, you said you feel like you're the best player in the league. Everybody feels that you and Brown are the best tandem in the league, or one of the best tandems in the league. This is on y'all. But I do think if they don't make it to that, if they don't win the championship this year, I think they're going to get rid of Missoula and hire somebody else to coach that team.
I don't know if he's gonna fire Missoula because I think they gave him an extension, but it will put him on the hot seat though. I mean, we're talking last year's first season?
No, the year before. I thought the year before was his first season because he came in half of the year. Then he coached all last year and they lost in the eighth in the to Miami.
Oh yeah,
In
so
the, in the,
he really
yeah.
had one real good season to really get adjusted. I don't think they're gonna fire him, man. I just feel like after last season, I feel like going what happened with the way they have to dismiss the previous coach. I just don't see him getting dismissed if they don't win. But I think it's the way they play in the finals will be an issue. If they come in the finals, they just don't play like they play lethargic. They play how they played the first three games against Miami last year. Yeah, I think there can be some conversation about putting them on a hard seat because you're getting a more veteran team. You're a young veteran team. I mean, Brown and Tatum has had a lot of success getting to the Eastern Conference. I think they've been there like 6 times.
Yeah.
Like they've been there for quite. I mean, we're talking from LeBron was at Cleveland.
Yeah.
Like they've been there. They've been there a lot. Like they have been there a lot of times, and so man, it's only so much you can just keep getting to that point before you need that breakthrough. So if they go and play a Denver, let's say Minnesota win, and it goes down to 7 games, I think that can be a little bit more forgivable. But if it's not like a game like that, I think if they get, I guess I won't say body, but if they get, like I said, how they played against Miami, or if they lose kind of how they lost against Golden State when they were up like I think 2-1. Opportunity to kind of go home and create some separation in that series. If they're up like that and lose 3, I think they lost like 3 or 4 straight, something like that. I think that can be a problem, and I think that can make people feel like maybe we need a more veteran coach. But I just don't see the kid going anywhere, Missoula. But they roster is built for winning now. Porzingis, they already extended his name just Holiday. They already extended Holiday. They gave him extension, and Tatum's gonna get almost over 300, north of 300 million next season. So they paying a lot of players, and I think they already extended Porzingis. They gave him.
Yeah.
So they're playing a lot of players. Like they're paying their 4 core players is the salary cap. 100%. So they got to be in the luxury tax.
Yeah.
They got to be. Because their four main players is the bulk of the salary. The rest of the guys are stopgap guys. Guys that just putting in, playing, and giving them the minimum. Right now, they're paying a lot of players, paying a lot of money. 300, another 300. You're talking 60 million for each player. That's 120 million. Add with probably the 40 million you're paying Porzingis, and probably another 40 you paying with Holiday. Yep. Then you add the fact that you still gotta have a roster, bro. They gotta win now. They gotta win now for one of these young teams start playing, get the draft capital they need, and then they go in and take my.
And isn't White due for a contract?
Say it again.
Isn't White due for a contract?
He might be. Eric White?
Eric White, yeah,
he may be.
He may be, man. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, they paying a lot of players. A lot of players. So they're in the salary cap for sure. I mean, and
he gonna want some money. He gonna want some money too, because he done played well down the stretch, especially in that Miami series. He kept them afloat. And
well, think about it. In that Miami series, especially, and the Cleveland series. Well, Cleveland series struggled, but in Miami series, Holiday did have the greatest series, shooting the wall. So him and Tatum didn't shoot well. Mm-hmm. It was really Brown and White dominating that series. So a lot of money being spent in that area. I don't know, man. They're gonna have to figure it out. Let's give our last topic for the NBA. Let's talk about at the Cavs Celtics game. LeBron showed up with the lovely Savannah. Apparently, they were visiting their family for Mother's Day, and LeBron sat courtside, which I don't know why. But anyway, let's talk about what message was LeBron sending. These starters over there with coming courtside with his bottle of wine below and his glasses. Like, sometimes this stuff is annoying. But anyway, like, to even talk about it is stupid. But what was his message he was sending to the Lakers or to the NBA or free agency when it comes to him sitting courtside like that?
I don't think it's really no message. I just think LeBron has been LeBron. He want to be seen. He want to be the showstopper, coming to the game late after the game start. Everybody see him. At the end of the day, either the Lakers going to pay him and he going to take it or he not. I mean, it's speculation that, Donovan Mitchell might stay, may not stay. You don't know, what he's going to do. I mean, they do got a young team. They do got a good core guys. I think the big guy getting hurt them a lot in the series with Boston, Jared Allen getting hurt. So, I just think that LeBron just want to be seen. I mean, he can go back home right now. I'm pretty sure they'll take him. With open arms, and I'm pretty sure they ain't paying a lot of people, so they can go out and get players. But like you said, who gonna want to go to Cleveland where all these other teams are already established with younger guys? Now, because the West is gonna be tough no matter what he do. He's starting with the Lakers. The West is gonna be tough, but if he go back to the East, he can mingle a little bit. He have a better chance in the East, with the core guys that he got in Cleveland and bringing a couple of more free agents. But I don't think it's nothing. I just think LeBron want to be seen and try to convince the Lakers, like, hey, he might go home, so that we need to get the people that we need to get around him so we can win. So I just think it's much of nothing.
Yeah, it was good for conversation. Brian always about the media, dog, about the clippings, the Twitter, like that's what he about. He had the wine, people talking about it. That's what he do, dog. Like, he moved the needle in the offseason when there's playoff basketball. And, he was doing his little scouting, dog, the scout. He trying to scout Donovan Mitchell, Jared Allen for the Lakers. That's what he there for, man. A little scout, man. You want to see Coach and personal. He won't be in the suite. He won't be courtside. Yeah, there's much to do about nothing, man. But, when it's LeBron, there's always conversation, always a topic. He could have sat in the suite. It still would have been the same conversation of why he had the game. So it wouldn't have made a difference whether he was there or not, in the suite. But, it's much to do about nothing.
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about. Move on. All right, so let's get into Caitlin Clark and Reese. We can talk about both of them. Well, I want to first of all, before we even get to Angel Reese, I just want to talk real quick about Caitlin Clark. Just so far, her effect has been on the WNBA. They're now switching to Charter Planes. They have a 2-year contract, I think, if not I'm mistaken, where they're allocating $25 million to have the players fly charter instead of flying commercial. So that's definitely changed some things. Let's talk about it. D, start us off, man. What is her effect so far that you've seen? Her impact has been so far being in the league right
I
now.
think I think corporations and the people on the outside and viewership, since she came into the league has went up. I think corporations stepping up to provide better situations for the WNBA. A lot of and these young ladies are getting, more benefits than what they were getting before. Um, you know, it's just tough that you've had quality players in the league and and done a lot for the WNBA, but then when this one person comes, it just takes not really take over, but then okay, now we want to step up and do the job of helping these ladies out. Well, they should have been doing this a long time ago. I mean, yeah, she's a great player, but you had even greater players than what she was at this point to do the same thing. Now, far as like shooting, she's one of the best shooters ever, like one of the best shooters we would ever see. But far as players itself, I just think they could have just did a lot of this more when they was coming through before she got there. But to this point now, because you had the Maya Moores, you had the Diana Taurasi, you had Candace Parkers, you had a lot of great players that come through. But I just think with her being in the league now, and the time has come for them to support them even more. And I mean, everybody's benefiting. Everybody's benefiting, and I hope with her they can build on top of this and not let it fall off the line after next year. Like, okay, now we can go back to not paying attention. We don't care no more. All the newness is worn off. If you're gonna stay there, stay there. The corporations, the people, all of that. Because
Let me
once the
ask
newness wears off,
well, wait, before you keep going on. Let me ask you a question. Name a player from the Midwest, woman or man,
from the middle,
one, but any player from the Midwest who's had a following like her going to a professional league.
Is
the
it Magic?
Midwest,
You talking about male or
Magic,
female?
Name one from the Midwest that's had
Magic,
a following.
Magic,
Magic.
Michigan.
I mean,
Michigan State,
Midwest.
Listen, you
Larry
already
Bird.
there. You go.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, when you have a following like Larry, I wasn't. First of all, when Mitch Magic was in college, I was not alive, so I don't know. I don't know how y'all. I was not alive, but
Come on, man.
I'm just being honest. You're doing a lot of talking. You're doing a lot
I,
of it.
mean, I
But the
didn't
real
want. I didn't
question
want to.
all is that what player have you seen from the Midwest who has the fan following that she has? I mean, Candace Parks from Illinois. I don't recall people her selling out arenas.
And they've had some cold ones coming out of college, but they haven't had this impact like she has.
Let's
No, I mean,
not act like you keep talking about the past players. The past players does not have the impact. Added with social media, which I don't think she's on. Added with the way she plays, the style of play, the way she handles the rock. She was pulling up today. I don't know if y'all saw the game. She was giving the business.
yes,
They lost, but she played well. And so, like, tell me what player have you seen with her
well,
style of play? Hold on. Her style of play, who's from the Midwest, that's putting up play points like that. It does what
no,
she does.
no, I agree. I agree. She's the only one. I will say this. Let me see what happens next year. This year, the newness still on it. It's new. This is not what I'm saying is her being in the WNBA, her getting this whole following. Let me see what happens next year. Is the same people who are following now, are she going to still sell out next year? Because it's new right now. It's new, and it's new to everybody. It's new to
Let me
everything.
ask you a question. What happens she's better? Then what? Because it's a learning curve for her right now. But
No,
what
that's what I'm
happens
saying.
next year she's better? Then what?
Then I think she's done her job. I think she's done her job in helping the WNBA reach to new heights. Because let's say she bombs out the rest of the year. Let's say she has a bad year, right? Which I don't think is fair to her because I think you need to give her a full year. Even with Reese, you need to give them a full year of off season before you really judge them anyway. Because they just came out playing 40 games in the college. You've been traveling, you've been promoting. They really didn't have time to decompress
Yep.
They
and to
haven't
get
had all.
themselves prepared. And they haven't had an off season really. So that's why I say for all of these ladies, Caden Clark and everybody else who came in now, next year will tell the story for me because I mean everybody going to cling on to their game right now, but you're not giving them a chance because they haven't had a full off season. A lot of these young ladies who playing in the WNBA now, they've had an off season. They've went home and relaxed and decompressed and got their skills up, and they haven't had a chance to do that. So for me, yes, she's the main person who's helping the league out, and she's doing. They're promoting it in the way it should have been promoted, but I just think I would rather get him next year. That'll be the needle mover for me.
Yeah, I think, it takes is one person to move the needle in the league. That's how the NBA with Magic and Bird and Jordan took it to the next level. Caitlin Clark in this class, I believe, could be that catalyst to bring the WNBA to new heights, right? And like you did say, like, they haven't had an off season, and, her struggle, she could be tired, right? Like, what I'm saying? Like, she's played a lot of basketball at Iowa, 40 minutes every night. You know what I'm saying? Like coming through the media press after the draft and March Madness. She's been through a lot, just like Reese has been through a lot. A lot of these other players. But at the end of the day, Caitlin Clark is that girl, dog. Some people just have it, and she has that it factor that people gravitate to it, dog. And like I said, we hope that it will, but she's the reason Charter Plains just saw Vegas City gave each player 100,000. Like we wasn't seeing all this prior to Clayton Clark, bro. And moving every single Indiana Fever game to the bigger arenas, bro. You gotta give the girl her props, dog. You gotta give it to her, and she's not gonna get no worse. She's only gonna get better, right? As her coach really learn how to utilize her. Sometimes maybe you got to get her off the ball, come off a few picks. That way she ain't gotta always run the offense. Use Aaliyah Boston more. Right, like I think once they figure out how to really use her, get her legs under her, get a full off season, get her body better, and sky's the limits for her, man. And then Reese, she's doing the same thing she did at LSU. She's a hustle player, double. She's doing what she do, and she has popularity.
Yeah,
like, I'm the Chicago Sky, man. I'm capitalizing on all that. She's on every media promotion, every single one. But like you said, she is that one, dog, to take that league in. Just like Jordan and Bird took it. I mean, Magic and Bird took the NBA off of recorded shows to live TV. Caitlin Clark is that one for the WNBA, bro.
I agree with Ray, man. Like, it's not about the past. Let's leave the past talented or goats that we have or whatever they were. Let's leave that in the past and let's talk about as far as today what the impact is. This is a different era. It's a different level of media scrutiny. It's a different level of media coverage. And so somebody like Caitlin Clark, who just came from college, probably is fatigued, exhausted, her mental exhaustion, and Angel Reese as well. They're going through this transitioning, and this is new for them. And we got to really realize it's going to be a transition period for all these players. I think with Angel Reese, she hasn't, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Cardozo's been hurt. She hurt her shoulder. So she's been out. She hasn't even had an opportunity to play with Cardozo since the preseason game, which would have, having them both on the floor at the same time is going to show a different level, a different impact. Indiana Fever were awful last year. That's why they had a number one pick. And they awful this year. So it's like, really, honestly, it's going to be a transition. She's not a good team, but she can shoot the basketball. She has a style that we have not seen before, and it's exciting to watch. And she's really, honestly, should take this league and take it to the next level. And hopefully their league pays attention to her, Angel Reese, for sure, because they're not showing enough Angel Reese games, and utilize them as they're trying to go into different markets. We're going to talk about next question about what market should be next for them, where they should expand to. And that's one of the parts of expansion should be utilizing these girls to advertise and get their viewership up in that market. But there's no coincidence that whether it's a Fever game or Chicago Sky games, they've both been switched out of the current arenas that those teams play in to different arenas. Indiana Fever was already, for the loss of Vegas Aces, they had already stated in the summer that they were going to move that game out of that stadium that they play in into like T-Mobile Arena. That tells you the impact. It's different. And that's why I mentioned Midwest. It's different. People are traveling to go see her. They're trying to go see. I'm going to that game when they play the Chicago Sky game, when they play the Mystics. And the game, this what's the name? I ain't went to a Mystics game yet. I was not going. Literally, people try to give me tickets, and I said no. I don't want to go see them play. And I was dead serious. And I can let you get on the phone. I literally have them on the next meeting. I mean, the next podcast, and they'll tell you yeah, he did say that. I remember dead at brunch on a Sunday. I had nothing to do at all. Free tickets. They were damn near front row, and I said no. I'm good.
Couldn't take it.
I was not wasting my time to go down there to because at the time the Miss couldn't even have a stadium entertainment arena, and then even there they were giving out tickets, and I said, "Nah, I gotta find parking. That's too much time on my hands." So just that right there tells you I wasn't excited. Now I'm ready to go see them get some Sky, who's got moving to downtown, and Indiana Fever. I'm excited to see this. These women are in this game now with a Juju coming.
Juju,
man, with a Juju coming. Come on now, this can really propel this league, which is only 3 months out of the year anyway.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And it can really do a lot. And like Ray said, man, we never saw the teams, cities of teams reinvesting into their players. You basically gave over $1 million to these young ladies, right? 100,000 each. You ain't gotta do nothing but just keep playing, representing the city. Come on now, I like that. I like what they're doing, and all this comes from that. The charter flight, it comes from having a player with her profile, because that's new viewership.
Yeah.
That's new sellouts. That's new ticket buys. That's the ticket buys they didn't have last year. Right? They need more teams because they keep trying to have them cut girls.
Yeah.
So
true.
It's that happening, man. You got to get props. Do. She's doing what she needs to do.
Spring, stop hating, man.
I ain't hating, bro.
That man,
I'm not hating. I just said,
come on, man,
bro. I just said, I want to see when the newness wear off. Will this sustain? It's new this year with her coming in the league and Angel Reese coming in the league. Are they going to sustain what they? And I'm talking about the corporations and the WNBA after this year. It's new now. You got the new viewership. Are they going to sustain and keep watching it after this year? It's new, and everybody knows when the newness wear off, how people might come back nah, we don't watch it no more. That's why I say the needle for me will be moved next year after they have been our off season, after they've been all this them going through, and Angel Reese and all those other girls now has an off season. All the same people who viewing right now, are they going to view next year? Because right now it's new. That's what's going to move the needle.
And what I want to see, like I said, in the off season, can we get the marketing, get that up, right?
Exactly.
Keep it alive throughout the football season, baseball, get it up during the off season so people can anticipate going into next season, driving the ticket revenue up. Get on ESPN2 or whatever, they media deal or whatever. Keep it up in the off season. That's what keep people ears popping.
And you got to show more than just her. Like you said, you got to show Angel Reese games. You got to show when Juju get there. You got to show her game. You have to put the spotlight on these women if you want to sustain it. Right now, the hype is there. But what are you going to do after the hype wears off? And are you going to give the same support next year going into the season? You see what I'm saying? Right now, yeah, you're going to move the needle. Yeah, you're going to sell out. What's going to happen when the newness wears off and you get to that point next year? Are these same people are going to still view the games, and are you going to still sell out these arenas?
I'm just saying, bro. You sound like a hater, man. You sound like a hater in this video. It's a hate online. It's a hate. Her center didn't even call out the pick, and she got wham on that pick. Oh, yeah. And listen, if I'm the GM on the Fever, and I see Caitlin Clark get picked like that, I'm going straight after the game. So I'm going straight to the girl who didn't call the pick out and say, "You're cut." Immediately, I'm going to tell her right out, "You're cut." She was like, "What? You're cut. Like, what are you
You're
doing?
messing up the product.
You're cut. Did you call the pick? No, I didn't call it. You're cut.
Hey, hey, it looked like she did get hit by a Mack truck though. She ran into that girl. That joint dropped her.
Hey, ran to Brianna Stewart. I'd have been like, you're cut. Immediately out of there, like, oh, you didn't call it. Hey, did you call that pick? No, I didn't call it. Oh, that's okay. We cut you. We cut you right now. You're cut. Like, yeah. What do you mean I'm cut? Yeah, we've already put the box outside of your apartment. The free apartment that you get from us, your free apartment that you get from us, we've already put the boxes out there. And that free car that we got, yeah, we're told it already. We've already picked it up. We've already repossessed that car. Next time, call the pick out. You call picks out for the golden goose.
Oh man,
what lifestyle are you living that you don't call on the one that can bring all the money? Come on now. I would have said, I'm telling her immediately, you're cut. I don't there's nothing to talk about. Oh, what? You're cut. You're no longer on this roster. You're cut. All right, man, let's get into it, man. WNBA did announce that they're extending their ownership locations, team locations. One, I think, is in San Francisco. The other one's in
I don't know. Seattle, are they?
Huh?
Are they doing Seattle?
They've already had one in Seattle. Yeah, because it shows how much you know, huh?
No, I'm saying I thought they was trying to regenerate that, bring a team back there.
They've already had they still have one in Seattle. That's where
the Seattle Storm, man.
Yeah, Seattle Storm. That's where what's name plays. One used to play for Notre Dame. The one that used to play for the
Skylar Diggins.
Skylar Diggins, yeah, that's who she plays at. Yeah. They have one in Seattle. I think it's in San Francisco.
Because they gave a name. They already got the name for it. It's something
name
crazy.
For it. Yeah, I think it's called 326, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So let's talk about where else you think they should put one at? They have one in Atlanta. We look around the landscape, Washington, New York. I don't think they have one in Charlotte anymore. The Charlotte one's gone. Mm-hmm. Chicago, Dallas.
Philly would be nice.
Okay.
Because I think, where you got that kind of that trifecta, it's easy to get to Philly if you're in Delaware. If you're in Jersey, like New York, you can easily get down to Philly. Like an area like that would be able to capitalize, or even though you got other competing sports all year, but Philly is a market that everybody supports. Baseball always selling out. Flyers, like Philly Eagles, like Philly would be a perfect market, though. Like they really seem like they follow their sports team heavy. Like they support them all. Philly would be a good one. I think another one be like Nashville, maybe. Because you got Memphis. You can get up from Alabama. Like people can drive within a couple hours to the games, and I think that'll be good too.
Do you know between Nashville and Memphis, man?
Well, I'm just saying, like, I don't know how far the distance between Nashville and that.
Yeah, it would be like you driving like to the top of the state. Like one side, Memphis on the east side, I think Nashville's on the west.
Well, somewhere that people can drive to, like from a general location.
So. Yeah,
I think like people can, other states can drive within 2 hours. Like a hub, that'd be perfect for them. I think
you can. I agree. Go ahead. Right? I mean,
I agree with you on the Philly. Because like Philly is a sports town that everybody loves Philly. Like the majority of people, any team they like Philly. Like I think Boston might be a good spot. Mm-hmm. I think Boston might be a good spot to put a team there because they're going to. You would hope that they're going to support it. So yeah, I think Philly and Boston, my two.
I think you got to put it in a place. I think at this point you got to put it in a place where I think a focal point is putting it somewhere that maybe other professional sports won't overshadow it. I would love to have it in a Birmingham. I think Nashville is one because Nashville only has professional football. It doesn't have in hockey. Yeah. It has a sports town, but doesn't have basketball. That would be great.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Right? I think that's probably where the NBA probably would like to put an NBA professional team at is in a Nashville. Maybe you can think about bringing back from Charlotte. Charlotte does have football, basketball, so it already has an arena in place. But you got to have somewhere that's going to support the team and put them in place, put them in an arena for them and their organization because that's the only way they're going to grow. So
what about back in Houston?
Houston Comets would be good. Yeah, I like the Houston Comets coming back. I
That'd be
think
a
there's
good
no
story.
talk about that, right? Bringing them back.
Yeah, that'd be a good story.
That'd be a good story. Bringing the Houston Comets back. I think that would be nice right there. Really, then you could kind of utilize the Coopers
The
and
Toyota.
and
Carol Swoop's coming back.
have that Comets, but have them promote and really work them through the area. I think that would be a great idea. Yeah, I like Houston. I'm trying to think of anything else. Like, I don't know if maybe Salt Lake City would be a good place. I'm not totally sure. You know what I mean? But
Nah.
I definitely think a Nashville would be excellent because it's right in the center of the South.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be a good location. Either way, you do it, you need to do it quickly while you got a lot of this young talent coming out.
Oh, absolutely.
Because you need a marquee player.
Yep.
Can't just have an average, but you need a marquee player. I mean, but even the Connecticut Sun, right?
Yep.
They're doing a pretty good job. They win. Winning helps.
Yep.
And they got the talent there too. So it helps having that. But I think at one point they removed it, but then they came back. I'm not totally sure, but you got to put it somewhere where economically it makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. All right, man. That was our last topic for today. Another good podcast. Kept up on the hour and 30 minutes. That's always good.
Yes, sir.
Got in and out. Let's get our final thoughts so we can get out of here. D, give your final thoughts, man, so we can get out of here, man.
Man, great show, man. You know, keep putting this stuff good workout. And let's keep it moving.
Man, shout out to all the mothers that enjoyed Mother's Day last week, man. Shout out to all the women that's making it happen, WNBA, because they're at the height right now, man. And sports shows and podcasts are always talking about them. So, and you know, another great show, bro. We in the building. We all for Memorial Day. And everybody enjoy and keep loving the show.
Yeah, man, we're out of here next week. I'm about to say happy, but we'll give a shout out to all the graduates that's graduating throughout the month.
Sure.
Grad, bachelor's degree, master's degree, high school, middle school. I don't know what it is. Whatever you celebrate, what type of graduation it is, you know, kudos to you guys for getting it done. We're out next week, so enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. And that's it, man. Ray, get us out of here.
We out.
Talking about what we talking about. I can do this all day. What we talking about? What we talking about? What we talking about? I ain't feeling what you saying. What we talking about? From time to time, every set of brothers argue. You gotta listen in to catch a glimpse here from our views. I finish every